In today's class, I'm going to explain about the relationship between zeros and the coefficients of the polynomial. So you already know the different types of the polynomial as well as what do you mean by zeros are solution of the polynomial. Here, what is the relationship between these two zeros and the coefficients of the polynomial? So to study about this, first in general, I'm going to consider here alpha and beta are the two solutions are the zeros of quadratic polynomial. I'm taking here quadratic. So quadratic means in the last video I already explained the different types quadratic, cubic and linear. So quadratic means the degree of the polynomial should be equal to 0. So here consider the quadratic polynomial p of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Here this is the general form of quadratic polynomial. Here the highest power of the variable is 2. So this is a quadratic and a, b are the coefficients of variable and here c is the constant. Okay, so here when you are going to write the relationship between this coefficients as well as the zeros, here in general I am taken here alpha and beta are the two solutions. I don't know the exact value, but in generally I am taking these two are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial, and the general quadratic polynomial is also I am taken as ax square plus bx plus c. Here the two conditions we have to know here, the sum of the uh, zeros and the product of the zeros. First, I am going to write the relationship between the sum of the zeros. Sum of zeros, that is zeros I'm taken here alpha and beta. Sum is alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a. So here b is the coefficient of x and a is the coefficient of x square. So this is the formula. This is a formula to find out sum of zeros. Okay. So this is the formula alpha plus beta are sum of the zeros. To find out the sum of the zeros minus b by a. This is the formula. We should not forget this one. And one more condition, that is a should not be equal to 0 because a is in the denominator, that should not be equal to 0. If it is 0, we'll get infinity. So we can't define the value. Okay. So next one it is the product of zeros. So product of zeros, the two zeros of the quadratic polynomial we are taken here alpha and beta. So product is alpha into beta, that is equals to c by a. C is the constant. C is the constant in the quadratic polynomial. So I am written the polynomial will be quadratic polynomial will be ax square plus bx plus c. Here c is the constant and a is the coefficient of x square. Constant divided by coefficient of x square. Okay, this is the standard formula to find out the product of two zeros in a quadratic polynomial. Okay, so the next one it is, here we got to know about the product of zeros and sum of zeros for the quadratic polynomial. Next thing is, so to find out the sum of zeros and product of zeros of cubic polynomial, how to find out the relationship between zeros and the coefficients in a cubic polynomial. Okay, so next one it is, consider the cubic polynomial.